Welcome back to the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. I'm Josh Taylor. We're taking your phone calls. 412-575-2600 is the number. Also taking your tweets at Josh Taylor HD. As he does often, Josh, not me, different Josh, checks in first on Twitter and says, was tonight Chad Kuhl's last start in the rotation for a while? Unlike Tyler Glasnow, he's gotten worse as the season's gone on. That's an interesting question, and here's my answer to that. Because if you're going off of Clint Hurdle's patience with Tyler Glasnow, then you can't bail out on Chad Kuhl. Even though he may be getting progressively worse, but he's actually had a decent start in between there. He actually had a start where he started out well, and I think he got hit by a line drive and had to come out. So if you're going off of the patience factor with Tyler Glasnow, I don't see them doing the same thing with Chad Kuhl, but that's just me. Gene, what do you think about this whole Chad Kuhl situation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Hurdle's patience, but I'm running out of patience with him.
Many people are.
You know, he's very difficult to watch. You know, the two pitches that he threw to Neil Walker that Walker hit for home runs, and no disrespect to Neil Walker, I think he's a fine hitter, especially left-handed, obviously, as we know. But those two pitches were absolutely terrible. I mean, one looked like a decent pitch. It was down and in, but that's a terrible pitch to a left-handed hitter. Exactly. Left-handed hitters are generally low ball hitters, and you know that low and inside pitch goes right into the natural arc of their swing, so he hit it out of the park. And then the second one was perhaps even worse. It was, I mean, you couldn't put a ball on a tee any better for Neil Walker than that pitch that Chad Kuhl threw. So those are not major league pitches, you know. Those
are pitches that major league hitters get paid to hit.
Right.
And Neil Walker did both.
So, and you can't keep running that out there, in my view. I mean, I think you're right with your point about Glasnow. It's well taken. I mean, here are a couple pitchers with which you've had to show, you know, perhaps too much patience. But I can only say, you know, for me, because it's all about me, Josh, I'm out of patience with Chad Kuhl. I like the way he competes, but you know, competing is not pitching.
Will actually agrees with you on Twitter. He's actually out of patience with him, too. He thinks they should send Chad Kuhl down and bring up Steven Brault. And Brault's been really good in Indianapolis this month. I think he's allowed 3 runs in the entire month of May. So he may be
the other option is putting him in the bullpen. But I think Chad Kuhl still has great potential
Agreed.
And aptitude as a starter. So I don't really want to see him go to the bullpen and try and figure out something there. I'd rather see him go to Indianapolis.
I think so, too. I'd like to see things try to pan out with him. Let's go to phone lines. Let's go to Ethan in Pittsburgh. He's got a prediction for us for the Pens. Ethan, fire away.
Hey, Josh, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Sorry about my voice. I was at the Penguins game last night screaming a lot.
Awesome. Good for you. What you got for me?
All right, so I really think the Penguins can win this cup. Now, a lot of people have been saying that the last series was fixed. I don't believe so. I think the Penguins can go back-to-back here.
Who said that?
The most ridiculous
Who said the series was fixed?
A lot of the NHL Facebook tweets said that.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, you know, it's on Facebook. It must be true. Thanks for the call, but I don't expect a fixed series. Oh, our producer Rich tells me in the air it's fake news. I don't expect that to be that simple of a thing. I think the Penguins, I'm going on a limb. I say Penguins in 7. I think this is going to be a good series for the same reasons why Ottawa was a good series. I think Nashville was just as unfazed. I think Pekka Rinne is a better goaltender than Craig Anderson. He's been the best goaltender in the playoffs so far, and people haven't really talked about it. So it's a tough challenge with Nashville, but I do think the Pens can eke one out. But, Gene, you don't think it's fixed, but what do you think happens in this series?
You know, I've said, you know, on this show for months and months that I don't think the Penguins can win consecutive cups. I just think that's a near impossible thing to do in the NHL in the modern era, Josh. And, you know,
almost 20 years since the last time.
19 years. The 1998 Red Wings were the last team to do it. So I'm not going to go away from that prediction. I'm going to pick the Predators in 7 games. But can the Penguins do it? Absolutely. I mean, the Penguins are a great, great team. You know, the difference, I think, between Ottawa and Nashville is something you've already touched on. It's Pekka Rinne. He is the best goalie in the playoffs, and Craig Anderson had a couple of great games, but he is not the best goalie in the playoffs. So I think you'll see another long series, and it wouldn't surprise me if Pekka Rinne was the difference.
Right. There's a difference between a goaltender that might steal a game or two, and then the guy you just expect to be good the moment he hits the ice. And that guy, when you expect him to hit the ice, good as Pekka Rinne. Let's go back to the phone. Let's go to Ken in Clearfield. Ken, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Yeah, hi, Josh. Hi, Gene.
Hi.
Hey, I love you guys. Love the show.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you.
Hey,
too. I really do think that the Penguins are going to win the series, and I don't think it's going to go 7 games. The reason I'm saying that is Patrick Hornquist is coming back. and he's going to be in front of the net. And when he's in front of the net, he scores goals. And Nashville has never seen anything in the Western Conference like Pittsburgh has snipers. I think it's going to go 5 games. Thank you.
I disagree with everything but one part of that. They face Chicago in the first round.
Yeah, they have some snipers.
So Chicago's got a couple guys that could score, and actually they got a lot of guys that could score. They got Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves, and a couple of the defensemen can score, and Marian Hossa, maybe you've heard of him. Duncan Keith. We can go Seabrook. We can go down the line here as far as the talent Chicago has. So everything else up until that point, totally agree with. Patrick Hornquist having him back in the lineup. We thought we might see him last night, Gene. It did not happen. But to Ken's point, they faced Nashville twice this season. When they played him here in January, Patrick Hornquist had 2 goals, and the Penguins won that game 4-2. So, for what it's worth.
Hornquist is dealing with something with his, it appears like his wrist. He doesn't, when he does skate and he shoots, he doesn't really extend himself on his shot. So I think that's what's going on there. I think you will see him back, but I don't know if you'll see him at 100%, especially early in the season, or in the series.
And the adage going into the playoffs, a lot of guys aren't healthy going into the playoffs. Nobody's 100%. It's just the most grueling postseason in all of sports. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to JB in Squirrel Hill. JB, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How you been?
Good, thanks. So I have an issue with Gene, and it's why do you keep picking against the Penguins? And it's just like, they're the best team in the league. I mean, they just keep making you look foolish, really. So just stop it. It's annoying.
Okay, I'll take it back. I picked the Penguins in 3. How's that? Is that better?
See, JB, he could change his mind after all, even when it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
We're here to
None. Honestly, wouldn't it be boring if everybody picked the Penguins, though? Wouldn't that be boring? If everybody just said, the Penguins sweep them in 4. Would that be fun? I don't think so. Maybe that's just my opinion. Mark and Carrick. Mark, please tell me you have something other than complaining about Gene, please.
Hi, this might be an offbeat question, but the fact that Serena Williams is pregnant, does that mean her dynasty's over and she's not going to break any more records? If that's true, I'm disappointed.
God, I hope not. And thanks for the tennis question. I never get tennis questions.
Yeah, that might be a first.
I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. Serena Williams, you want to talk about dominant athletes in the world, you have to mention her with the other names. If you want to talk about the LeBrons and the Tom Bradys of the world, you got to mention Serena in the same breath. She is dominating the sport of tennis. And yes, her pregnancy definitely puts her on the shelf for a while, but if she's able to come back and get anywhere near the level that she's at, I think that's a really, really big accomplishment for her, especially she's been doing it for a while. She's actually a little bit advanced in age, too, and maybe if she was younger, it might not be that hard to imagine, but she is a little bit older, so we'll see.
One of the great athletes to watch.
One of the great athletes of our generation, without question. Tennis question. Shout out to you. One more call before we go to a break. Let's go to Chris in Green Oak. Chris, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, I don't want to ask a question or anything. I just want to make a statement about last night's game. Olli Maatta scares the crap out of me. I just want your thoughts on that.
You know what? I appreciate that call because there are people who seem to be on one side or the other about Olli Maatta. And the crux of that is that Olli Maatta is going to be really good some nights, and he's going to be frustrating some nights. But you remember, Olli Maatta is what, 22, 23 years old? You remember how long Olli Maatta has been here, but how young he started. Olli Maatta is a guy who, Gene, for all intents and purposes, is kind of still learning on the job, so to speak. So as much as he's shown some really good things, he had 2 goals in the Ottawa series, his first 2 playoff goals. But then there were nights when he's absolutely. I do get it from that perspective, but you have to remind yourself sometimes that, hey, this guy's still young. He's still kind of figuring it out.
Yeah, Olli Maatta is kind of, Josh, dragging around his previous reputation.
That's a good way to put it.
For making, some bad mistakes. But I thought he was a good player for the Penguins in this postseason. And, as Josh pointed out, he threw in a couple of goals there, too.
Which he doesn't do often.
Yeah, I mean, when the puck is in, the Penguins' defensive zone, it is a little nerve-wracking. I mean, they don't have the 6 best defensemen ever. They're missing Letang for a lot of this. They were missing Schultz. So yeah, that can be a little nerve-wracking, but I wouldn't focus it on Olli Maatta. I thought he played well.
All right, we're taking a break here. When we come back, we're answering more phone calls, taking more tweets here on the Nightly Sports Call. Stick around.